USDJPY. And on the USDJPY, we'll quickly run through the daily time frame. Sorry about this buffer as we open up the daily time frame. So here we are on the daily time frame, and on the daily time frame here, remember last week we identified a simple structure here on the daily time frame, which we said we shall be using to guide our trading activity for the year. And what we were able to identify is the 131.00 level, which has been a major determinant of price action throughout the course of the second half of last year. If you look at what happened here in the month of May, we saw how that level was holding selling pressure at one point in time, as you can see here. And when price broke out of the 131.00 level in the month of June, we saw that price has continued to trade above that structure, as every attempt by the sellers to break down this level has been met with strong resistance from the buyers here. So we see that every time price comes within that level, we saw buy pressure. We saw one happen here in the month of August. We saw another one happen here in the month of June. And last week, we saw this buy pressure that took, we were able to join this rally to the upside, which gave us over 850 pips on the USDJPY. And with the situation we have here, price continued to oscillate right above the 131.00 level. And with the current scenario we have here, as long as price remain above the 131.00 level, we continue to look out for buying opportunity on the USDJPY. This buffering is quite erratic this morning. Is unusual. Okay, so we have the 131 level here. So what we are going to be doing right now is to scale down to the lower time frame. Let's see how price action is reacting to this current structure here to decide if we are going to be buying or selling the USDJPY. So what we're going to be looking forward to here, a further breakout of this trend line should further give us a confirmation that buyers have come to stay here. But if a breakdown of the 131 level happens, then we want to be looking forward to selling the USDJPY. But to understand this better, let's scale down to the lower time frame and see what is really going on around that area. So in that regard, we scale down to the 1 hour time frame. And let's see what we have on the 1 hour time frame. Let's see how participants in this market has been reacting to this current structure. So right on the 1 hour time frame here, this is what I was able to identify here on the 1 hour time frame. First of all, since the beginning of the year, we noticed that price action has been on a bullish trend. Remember, we took advantage of this bullish trend last week. And if we connect the series of higher lows here, we have this temporary bullish trend line, which was finally broken on the last day of last week. And we also took advantage of that bearish opportunity, which led to the breakdown of that structure. So at the end of last week, we saw our price closed around the 132.00 level. And one thing we wanted to be doing here is to see how price action is going to be reacting to the 132.00 level here to decide what our next line of action will be. Now, at the beginning of the week, we saw how the week started on a bearish note. So we have the resistance level for the week sitting at the 132.250. And then we have we saw the bearish move into the 131.350 level. So at this point, we already have a channel to work with for this week. We have the channel between the 132.250 and the 131.350 level. So whenever we have a simple setup like this, we either look out for a breakdown of that channel to give us an opportunity to sell, or a breakout of the channel to give us an opportunity to buy. And in this case, we already have a breakout of this channel at the 132.250 level. As you can see here, I already had a buy position triggered at this point, and we already have this buy position running right now. So what we are going to be doing now is to continue to join this rally to the upside as price action remain above the 132.250 level here. So as long as price continues to remain above the 132.250 here, we continue to look out for buy opportunity to guide our bullish momentum, to guide this buy position here. So what this simply means is that above the 132.250 is a very good area for us to join this rally to the upside. So price action will continue to go to the upside, as you can see here, and for this point in time, we should be having our take profit target sitting somewhere around the 134.500 area, where we want to be looking out for how price will react to that structure to decide if we are going to be adding more position to our buy trade, or we are going to be joining another reversal from that level. So at this point in time, if you are part of this trade already, kudos to you for being on standby to catch this move. And for those who had missed out, well, let's see how price is going to react to this current structure. So since we already have a breakout of the 132.250 level, there is still a tendency that price will come back and do a retest of that structure. As you can see here, it also shares a confluence with that bullish trend line that we have here. Then you could join that rally to the upside from this point. Now there is a catch to this current structure that we have here. So as soon as price continues to the upside and it gets into the 133.400 level here, we want to be moving our stop loss accordingly to lock in some profit, and let's wait out to see how price action will react to that level. And considering the bearish momentum we saw here last week, this might likely be a situation where price comes back into this level to inside another wave of bearish momentum. So this is why we want to make sure that as soon as price tests the 133.400, we move our stop loss accordingly, lock in some profit, and wait out to see how price action will react to that level. So this is what we are going to be looking out for around the 133.400. First of all, if we sight a breakout of the structure, price find buy pressure right above this level on our lower time frame, then we want to be adding more position to our existing trade. But if price gets into the 133.400 and instead of breaking out, it starts rejecting that level, and when we scale down to our lower time frame, we start seeing selling pressure come in from that level, then at that point we want to be joining a breakdown retest of any reversal pattern that we can identify there on our lower time frame. And if this leads to a further breakdown of this bullish trend line, then we want to be adding more position at the site of selling pressure around this area. So it's a simple setup we have here on the USDJPY. Let's hope that we ride this move all the way up into the 134.500 if the market permits us on this one. Now, the contrary situation that could happen here, like I said earlier, is that we have two parameters to guide our bullish momentum here. The first one is the 132.250, and the second one is this bullish trend line that we have here. So what this simply means is that as long as price remain above both the structure here, we continue to remain comfortable in our buy position. But if price breaks down the structures that we have here, then there is a tendency that sellers could likely come in at this point. So a breakdown of this bullish trend line could incite another wave of bearish momentum. So let's keep that at the back of our mind as we continue to guide our bullish position here judiciously.